and detailing products to clean surfaces free of debris, sawdust, contaminants, oils, etc. In many cases, this can be accomplished with a stiff broom. In severe cases, power wash off debris, being careful to not harm substrates such as OSB. Voids in joints and dissimilar surfaces filled with blue barrier gap filler, applied with a caulking gun and strike smooth with a putty knife trowel. For voids in excess of 3/4 of an inch, install a closed cell backer rod per manufacturer's instructions, or spray urethane expanding foam in the void. Blue barrier liquid, flashing application, instruction. Starting at the corner of the side and head jambs, apply a bead of blue barrier liquid flashing 2100 in a serpentine fashion to the head and jamb framing members. Strike smooth, covering all surfaces to the appropriate thickness with your putty knife. Continue at the top corner and apply a bead of blue barrier liquid flashing 2100 in a serpentine fashion to the bottom of the head jamb framing members. Strike smooth, covering all surfaces to the appropriate thickness with your putty knife. Starting at the base of the window, apply a bead of blue barrier liquid flashing 2100 in a serpentine fashion to head and jamb framing members. Strike smooth, covering all surfaces to the appropriate thickness with your putty knife. Work material into the right sill corner with your putty knife and chip brush if needed. Be sure all wood is covered. Do the same on the left and then complete the balance of the sill. On the outside of the rough opening, over the sheathing itself, you are going to repeat the same procedure. You are going to apply a 4-inch or 6-inch wide pattern of blue barrier liquid flashing 2100 around the window perimeter so that the substrate cannot be seen any longer, which is approximately 25 mils wet. Start on the left side and proceed 6 inches down the face of the sheathing vertically, then 6 inches horizontally just above the header from left to right. Repeat on right side, then complete across the top adjacent to the header. This procedure will allow you more even distribution of the coating. Proceed to the left side and continue the coating down the sheathing vertically past the sill. Do the same on the right. Finish off by applying the fluid applied flashing horizontally over the sheathing adjacent to the sill. You should now have at least a 4-inch coating of blue barrier liquid flashing 2100, which is approximately 25 mils thick. Allow approximately 30 minutes for the flashing to set up depending on relative humidity and temperature. It may still be tacky, but as long as the product does not stick to your finger at touch, you are ready to install the window. Scuff up plastic penetrations, such as pipes with sandpaper, to ensure a good bond with the fluid-applied detailing products. If you have gaps or voids exceeding 3/4 of an inch around the penetrations, fill with closed cell backer rod or closed cell urethane expanding foam. Caulk the penetration with blue barrier gap filler and be sure to carry it on to the penetration itself 2 to 4 inches. Open the 5-gallon bucket of product. Save lid liner for later use. Dip your roller into the bucket, shaking off excess material back into the bucket. Start on one end of your building and apply from top of wall downward, then lapping each coat, moving horizontally. Your goal is to apply approximately 20 mils wet of product. Applying the air barrier with a power sprayer. Completely cover the entire wall substrate around the entire above-grade portion of the building. Carry the coating approximately 4 inches onto the top of the foundation wall, which will tie into your foundation waterproofing. On OSB at 20 wet miles, you can expect coverage of 300 to 400 square feet per 5-gallon pail, depending on the porosity and texture of the substrate and the relative humidity at the time. Typically, common sidings can be applied to blue barrier air barrier products the day after installation.